So, I had the best challenge ever. Believe it or not, my wife decided I need to make seafood lasagna. And so she had been looking through some recipes, and then she's like, wait a minute. It's like that lousy veggie lasagna that everyone sells, that Cisco stuff. It's all Alfredo sauce, and I'm not a big fan. So I spent a few days racking my brain, and I'm like, ding, 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 I got it. So this is how I'm going to make it. So I've already pre-made some stuff, because otherwise this video would be like really boring, like something in Washington. So I wanted to just kind of go over everything a little bit, because I've done all these components before. So I took an eggplant, actually I took two because they weren't real big, sliced them fairly thin, as you can see, egg wash, bread them, and I put them on a cookie sheet with parchment paper in the oven, 375, 20 minutes each, flip them, other side. So you get them all done, let them cool, so they're ready for our assembly. We were like, well, I don't understand, why eggplant? This is lasagna. Well, let me tell you, you are absolutely, if you've never done this before, you're absolutely going to love it. And I did figure out, because I looked back through all the archives, I have not made my lasagna for you. I've done all these variations, but never my actual lasagna. So I hope I'll get that done one time, but I wanted to skip over and get this done. All right, so I have my eggplant already done. I made, this is the whole key. This is how I made it all work out in my brain, and hopefully it's going to taste good. I made my vodka sauce. So this is a little bigger version because I wanted enough to put in the lasagna, and I also wanted enough to stick in the freezer for another meal. So what I did was I took 6 tablespoons of olive oil, 8 cloves of garlic that I minced up pretty darn good, and I used 3 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes. Use whatever you like. I like the organic fire roasted ones, but whatever you like, that's fine. And then I took a whole bunch of basil, cut it up, and threw it in here, right? Get it all cooking real well. You want it at a good boil. You want everything to wilt, or the basil to wilt, and then you're going to pour in a whole cup of vodka. Now at this point we want to get that vodka boiled out, so we're at a pretty decent boil. I'm going to turn it down, and I want it to cook for 10 minutes to get that vodka out. And then we're going to, and keep it boiling, but we want to turn it down so it's not plop, plop, plop all over the place. You're going to turn it down again, and we're going to put 3/4 cup of half and half in, take it off the heat, and she's ready to go. So that's really, really simple, and when you're going to see when I laid all this up, how beautiful this looks. Last component that I already made up, I have my mixture of ricotta cheese. So I take the big jug, the 32 ounce. I might not even need it all, but the combination is right. So it's 32 ounces of ricotta cheese. I use the whole milk. You can substitute for the partial skim. Some people use cottage cheese, that's fine, but I really think in these recipes, I really prefer the whole milk ricotta. I mean, it's not going to kill your diet, it's how much stuff in your face, so this is okay. I took a box of frozen spinach, let it thaw, squeezed all the water out, and I've got 1 egg in here, and I also stirred in a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I think this is actually Asiago, it doesn't matter, whatever kind of cheese, grated cheese you want. But so that's all mixed up together. So now we've got that. Everything happens in steps, right? So I've had a busy morning here. Now we're going to break away for a second, and I'm going to get the seafood out, and I'm going to show you how we're going to put it together. So give me just a minute to get caught up here. Alright, so I got everything all together here, and because we're layering a lot of stuff in here, I don't want to make a huge thing of seafood lasagna for just 2 people. So I figured this would be a good size pot. Plus I like the depth of it, or dish I should say. So I love these lasagna sheets. They're ready to use. The only thing is when they say they're ready to use, they're ready to use. So don't dawdle. They'll dry out real quick. Grab some here. Show you how we're gonna put them all together. First thing I want to do is I want to get some of my sauce on the bottom. This is just really beautiful. Want a good coating on the bottom. Nothing like a good red sauce, or this is my kind of rustic vodka sauce that I love. And it's going to get really happy cooking in the oven, so just about 3 ladlefuls. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first sheet. Got to get down in the bottom, I need to just kind of round the outer corners off. So I have to be exact. You can just see how a pizza cutter is really, really handy for this. And the bottom layer is going to be the toughest. Once we get the next layer up, we've got a little more room to work with because it flutes a little bit. And I'm going to guess I'm going to overlap a little bit, so I'm going to take one of these sheets. There's always a sheet that isn't great. And I'm going to cut a couple inches off. And it can overlap, that's fine. And once again, I'm sure I'll have to chunk some corners off. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now we've got that all done, right? So what do I need to do? I need to get some eggplant in here. And this isn't exact science. We're just going to kind of throw some in here. They're all different sizes. And once again, if you have to cut one up, that's fine. I got my pizza cutter, I can cut one up, but that actually looked pretty good here. So now, here's the fun part. So I want to get enough of my ricotta mixture and I like this part of it. You know, some people are kind of like, oh, this is the part that's bad for you, so they make it really thin. I'm probably not going to use this whole thing, but I want to know there's ricotta cheese in here. I don't. I think this is a very important part of lasagna. I'll just have to spend a little more time at the gym. So this is just like a Monday meal kind of thing. This isn't like a fancy, I just kind of wanted, this is an experiment. I'm experimenting here. So you could get really fancy if you wanted to, and at this point, you could throw a little crab meat right on top of this ricotta before we start the next layer. I'd be fine with that. I would think that would taste like really, really good. So now I need some mozzarella cheese. I got 2 bags here because I need 2 layers. Once again, don't think I'm going to use the whole thing. You can use sliced, you can use grated, whatever you want. I want to make sure it's nice and stringy and gooey because that's the way cheese is supposed to be. And they put less in these bags than they used to, by the way. Used to be a whole 8 ounces. Don't know what happened to that. Alright, looking good so far. We're all caught up. Good. So now I just need to get some more sauce. And if you ever had really bad lasagna someplace, you'll notice it's usually because it really chinced out on the sauce. And you really have to have kind of your water barriers with the pasta sheets, you know, so you want to cut them and make them fit pretty good, because we do want enough sauce that it's not all dried out, burnt. My friend would say that burnt. And it's really killing me because it's going to take more of the sauce than I want to, because I have plans for the rest of it. But oh well, I can make more. I just want to make sure we kind of shove this in the corners and just, you know, just be nice and delicate. So here's the fun part. I got me some beautiful pink shrimp. So I want to just take, there's 18 of them, so I just want to take 9 of them, just kind of set them in the sauce here. I know you don't have to cook them first, because guess what? It's going to be in the oven for like almost an hour, right? Beautiful, beautiful shrimp. All right, so now what do we got to do? Never ending, isn't it? I mean, this is like just like crazy, right? So now I gotta get me another pasta sheet. And like I said, we're getting a little bigger, so I don't have to cut them as bad, but I want to get some corners off. Set them in here on this side. Now I just want to get done this a time or two, and I mean I'm already halfway full in this pan, so I'm really, this is a much better way to build this, because we've got all the pasta, we've got all the eggplant. All right, so now let's go crazy with eggplant again. And when it cooks, it's all just going to look so friggin' nice, you're just going to cry anyway, so it's just overlap just a little bit. I think I can get all of it in here. Oh, yeah. All right, so what do I got? Got another layer of my ricotta, and it's just gonna go so well with the eggplant and those pasta sheets. I'm going to use all of this because I'm really hungry for some reason right now looking at all this. And once again, like I said, if you're making it fancy, you could put a little more crab meat in here. Just some lump crab meat. Whisk this away. Isn't this great? All right, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to make kind of we're going to top it all off, okay? Because this is kind of it, right? This is the top layer. I know I mentioned this the other day, but this sucker's really sharp, so please just be gentle. Oh, beautiful. We have beautiful here. Beautiful here. Okay. So we got all the layers going. I got my pasta sheet. I'm going to put the last layer of sauce. I talk about, deep dish pizza. This is deep dish lasagna, okay? You just wait. I want you to be drooling at home as much as I'm drooling here. So don't be fooled. This is all going to bubble up and look beautiful. Okay, so I got the rest of my shrimp. Bury them in that sauce. This is so sinfully delicious. Probably going to have to just, so it'll be banned from YouTube, and I'll have to have it on my OnlyFans or fans only. All right, finish up. Got the oven going. Move some junk here. I get nervous. I like knives, but I get nervous at pizza cutter, so I just get it out of my way and I'm done. All right, so what do we do now? Got the rest of my cheese. In the top layer, we really want to be generous with the cheese. All right, so I didn't use all of the first bag the first time. Now we're going to, because we want to make like that top coating of really stringy, stretchy cheese. And you probably thought I was crazy for using this big old. Deep dish. What the heck? I'll just pour it first time. And this is gonna make this seal it all up and look great. And it's all about how it looks. So I'm gonna take a little Italian parsley and it's gonna melt right into that cheese. Just a little bit, just for color. So our goal is everything's going to cook really pretty quickly. It's getting everything kind of heated through. So I always recommend a 375 onion, 375 onion, 375 oven for at least 45 minutes. Probably going to be 50 minutes because this pot's pretty. you know, it's the density. If you got a big, because normally I cook lasagna in a big pan, it's not nearly, it's half this height, so it heats through faster. So I might even push this out to almost an hour, so maybe I'd rather say 50 to 55 minutes, seeing how big this is. Either way, it's going to look really great. You want that 375 just to really kind of push it over the top, a little bit warmer oven. And I'm really drooling, so I know you can't wait to see what this looks like when it comes out. So we're going to see you back just about an hour. Oh my. So I set the timer for an hour. Got about 2 minutes left, and yeah, this is beautiful. This is, I mean, and you know, it's really funny, but this reminds me of, you know, going to a real restaurant. Got a little crust on the cheese. That's just what you want. You know, you want everything. The Italian parsley just looks pretty on top, you know. And actually, I could smell it when it's cooking. And this darn pot is just absolutely full. And man, I'll tell you, if it weren't so hot, I'd be like just like digging into it. But it's really hot. It's so hot. It's going to take like 2 days to cool down. It'll still be hot at dinner time when I go to serve it up. This is perfect. So I'm going to show you what it looks like and how wonderful it is. This is real, like this is what makes you like all excited about cooking, because stuff just turns out great like this. You're like, and you know, it's funny, I'm betting on the fact it's going to taste just as good as it looks, but you know, I think it's going to have a lot more flavor depth with my vodka sauce than if we just done the Alfredo sauce, and I do understand that, and you know, it kind of gets to be a little much. Oh, it's been an hour now. But yeah, this is like really sweet. So I'm gonna grab the camera and show you a nice big picture of what this beautiful thing looks like, and this just looks so authentic. This is not like, you know, assembly line. This is not like this is Mama's kitchen, man. Wait, maybe daddy, I don't know. But anyway, this is good Italian food. You know, you can do anything if you know how to make basic red sauces and variations of. And let me tell you, I am drooling. This is just looks really good. All right, so let's see what it looks like. So here you can see how lovely this looks. You can see how it's just full of sauce. The cheese has a nice crust to it, and this just looks, I mean, just phenomenal. As soon as it cools down, I'm going to cut into it. I'm going to show you what really, really good cooking this can be. So we'll see you back when I can cut into it. All right, so you saw what this beautiful thing looks like. So the only thing left is to make your kitchen smell as good as mine does right now. Try some new stuff. Try this, all this fun stuff. And of course, I really appreciate, I now have 300 subscribers. That's a big number to me. And thank everyone for that. And please comment, ask questions. Of course, subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. Make up accounts and subscribe. I don't care what you do. Just get my, you know, just kidding. And of course, ring the notification bell so you get more of this. But I'm going to tell you right now that this is going to be really good. And it just, you know, sometimes it just takes a little thought. You know, I had to sit here and scratch my head going, I don't know how to do this. Well, here's the end result. I think it's going to be really great. And I know it's going to be great. And I want you all to have a great time, and we're going to see you next time I have a great video.